An enlightened one is a being who has realized the impermanency of all things and beings. That means the realization that there is nothing permanent to be attached to or to resent. Such a mind, enlightened mind, is free from both attachment and resentment. In Pali, the Buddha's language, attachment is called raga, resentment is called dosa. An enlightened one who has realized this reality is called to be vitaragi and vitadosi. Vitaragi means free from attachment. Vitadosi means free from resentment. Such a mind is perfectly tranquil by the realization of the reality of all things and beings. This state of impermanency was realized physically even by the Greek philosophers who lived in the 5th century BC. For example, the Greek philosopher called Heretics, referring to the physical world, has uttered that no one can step into the same river twice. That means the entire physical world is in a flux, is in a motion. Therefore, whatever that our sense organs perceives is temporary, instant. That is what is explained by the metaphor. No one can step in the same river twice. Once you step in the river, and if you try to step in the same river again, the original river has gone down, and in its place a new river has come. Similarly, everything that we see, or every being that we see to be permanent, is instant, sparks of thoughts. Thoughts are made of electromagnetic sparks. Sparks get flashed instantly and to vanish instantly, retaining nothing permanent. That is the universal nature of the impermanency of the world in which we live. Buddha referred to this impermanency as anicca in his language. Though it is impermanent, the impermanency of things and beings is the manifestation of the universal energy. Energy is not a permanent thing. That is a constant activity, which is instant. With regard to sparks, electromagnetic sparks, or with regard to waves or sounds, light, etc. Thought waves, light waves, sound waves, etc. A wave rises up to go down immediately. Similarly, all what we experience can be called waves, that is in a flux, that is in motion. Buddha referred to this universal motion as samsara. All our thoughts are in motion. So is our physical body. So is every cell or every atom or every subatomic particle in our physical body. All atomic particles are dynamic, vibrating constantly, changing constantly. This is the universal impermanency of things and beings that is realized by an enlightened one at the enlightenment. So that mentally they are not attached to anything or any being, nor are they resenting anything or any being, because they have realized the reality of things and beings so that they can accept things and beings as they are. Such an attitude to the mind is called yatalabha santuti, being content with things as they are, because that such a mind can see things as they are. Yata bhuta jnana darsana. Here jnana, the knowledge, is not the knowledge that we gather from outside, but our inner capacity that we call the insight. That is why Buddha describes enlightenment, the first step, as Chakunguddapadi, dawn of an eye, that is the dawn of the insight, seeing into things and beings scientifically, realistically, to realize the impermanency of things and beings, referred to, as I mentioned earlier, anicca. That is the basic nature of the nature. The result of that nature is the constant transformation of things and beings. The result of that constant transformation, called dukkha by the Buddha, is non-retainability of a permanent identity that can be called a soul or atma or self. There is no permanent self, or in these religions there is an Almighty God who is eternal and who is permanent. But Buddha at his enlightenment realized no such being or no such thing in this entire universe, which is impermanent, which is dynamic, which is in a flux, which is in motion, so that there is nothing that we can get attached to permanently, nor anything that you can resent permanently. Things are said to be shana bangura, instant. They are instant mental sparks. We perceive things by our mind. Perception is made of mental sparks, electromagnetic sparks, which appear to disappear as soon as they get manifested. That is the impermanency of everything in this entire universe. That is realized by an enlightened one, so that enlightened one is free from attachment and resentment of things and beings. And such a mind is a tranquil mind. A mind can accept things as they are.